Good evening. 11:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, December 1st, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, XRP sitting at 3866, down 2.57%. And we'll get into the charts in just a second. We need to look at the DXY real quick as it's at 104.75, up about 0.02%. But as you can see, we're starting to have this falling channel, which at the bottom of this should be a bullish reversal. So we'll see where this ends up. But by all calculations, this will more than likely come to this 102.85. It's already come through such major levels. It's going to at some point probably come back and retest the 106.20. Maybe it could get on top here. You never know. But this looks like a pretty big falling channel here that's starting to arise here. So we'll see what happens here. But it doesn't look like it's quite done. And this is just a basic measurement, just so that I can kind of show everyone kind of a basic pattern direction that we're trying to form here. Whoops. So, we're doing something like this right now. So that would get us down to the area we're talking about. So until we break back up over 106.20, this is pretty bearish for the US dollar currency index. But I think at the end of this, I'm not necessarily convinced that we're done yet. If we don't bust below the 102.94, I think this will still maintain a bullish move and at least create an M-topping reversal up here. This is half done so far. Unless it does break through here, then it's going to collapse all the way down to this uptrending support all the way down at 95 bucks. And that could be very quick. So watch that very closely on the US dollar currency index. Sitting right there at 102.940. That is a critical level. And I mean critical. And then, as I said yesterday, it stunk the way it went up yesterday. It stunk. And it came right back down. And sure as shit, it came right back down to this uptrend that we drew. It was this ascending, I mean, you can call it an ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it. But this is what we ended up in. And now we're breaking below it. And what does this tell us? If we do continue this break, this is forming a very bearish pattern. And in the 30-minute, we had a big sell volume. And falling outside of this, if this continues, this would have a relatively big retracement. The first level would be if we continue down any farther. Let me go to the other chart. Might be a little bit easier for everybody to see. 3620 is in this area. We do have the 371 level, which would be very close to where we're at if we were to lose this. 371 would be your next, support level that we possibly could hold. But when we came up to 41 cents yesterday, I said this doesn't look right. And all we've done is filled out this pattern. That's it. And if we were to pull down, this would be ugly. This would be ugly if we pull down. I would say it's going to get pretty ugly here if we can't hold this uptrend. And we've already fallen outside of it right now. So it's getting a little disturbing here if you're an XRP holder. Or if you got into a quick leverage trade. Because this very well could pull down like a head and shoulders here. And at least even if it holds, you might be looking at... Let's see how this would measure out. Just out of curiosity. Would measure out something like that. So we're looking at this area down here, especially if we broke back below the bear flag. And as we can see on the perpetual futures chart, there is still a little bit of space in here. So it's not like we're just going to fall right in. Like, we could definitely hold this 362 level. There's also the 371. So 371 and 362 are the most important levels right now. If we break back into our XRP chart we started with, this is where we're falling outside of it. And then if you break the 371, the 362, then you start to talk about coming down here. But we've got so much room to go still. But we can see how this can become a problem. If we look in the weekly, This still looks bearish to me overall in the weekly. Man, it's going to be so hard to see it on this chart. Let's go into... I have so many XRP charts just because I'm running different patterns that they all merge, but I'm running different things so they don't have to meet each other. So I do little things that are slightly different, tweak them within the numbers. And as you can see here, this is another one that looks almost identical to the USD. This is the USDT. If this breaks, you've got an area down here at 344. And it's breaking this uptrend right now. And you can see we had a fake out, and now we're coming back through. So in the 3-hour time frame, you can see how bearish this is. It's very bearish. 4-hour, it never quite got up there. 2-hour, it came right back through. So we had a bearish cross again. It's starting in the 2-hour. And in the 3-hour, you can see we had a cross between the 20 and 200. So this reversed back down very quickly. And I'm not actually surprised because Jerome Powell came out hawkish as hell yesterday. The market's misinterpreted what he's saying. All of the media that's coming out and social media influencers keep coming out saying we're about to be in a big bull run, or this was the retracement of a bull run, which that's fucking unbelievable that people are saying that. If we do make a run, it's not because we're in a bull run. This would be a bear market rally. And I think the stock market possibly could have a Christmas rally. I don't know if crypto is going to get that far to, as far up as the stock market's going, but there's some shit in the air. A lot of people are getting fooled. Remember what I said yesterday? A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money after yesterday's rally because it wasn't time. And look what happened one day later. We've so far reversed all of our gains and lost all of them and then some. Like, I'm not saying we're not about to bounce here. I'm just saying this was a big kick in the nuts to some people who bought in and they seen the rally. Then it got them all the way up to 41 cents, and now here we are again. Backs up 39 cents. Now, if we can hold this uptrend and somehow break past here, I still think 433 is not out of the question. Not out of the question by a long shot. It's just there's so much stuff that needs to happen here. And this is becoming a problem right now. This needs to catch itself very quickly here and bottom out here. This needs to be a bottom here if you don't want XRP to continue going. But as you can see, we've had a little bit of a surge of volume here. Little bit of a surge of volume, and this looks like it's forming off into another bear flag. And I'm topping reversal here. Outside of this, if this pulls down, and I know we've said this before, but if this does pull down, these patterns that are forming, these little triangles in here as well, they're like peaks and valleys. These are not good signs. So I'm just saying, from my personal experience, I wouldn't be shocked if we came back up to the bull flag, the broken bull flag, and hit this, and then come up in here. That's going to be difficult. We have no volume. Now, what we are in jeopardy of, if we do break this formation that I've drawn here, there's a strong chance we come all the way back down. I'm not saying it's going to be 31.75, but what I am saying, if we break this, we have 371. So let's write this down. We have the 371 support. And then more predominantly, we would have right here if we were to break through the 3619. So you'd have the 371 and 362 support. You break through those, then it gets very interesting. Very interesting. If you break up, our major support above is the 433, and that's the broken bull flag. A lot of patterns here to trick you as well. Got continuation patterns going here. They've got head and shoulders. You've got inversions here depending on what time frame. All I'm going to simply tell you is if you continue to look at the weekly, you can continue to see that it is not done. This pattern's not completed, and it's showing a very weak resolve. This is almost a week into this supposedly bullish candle. We're almost 4 hours and 4 minutes in, or 4 days and 4 hours in, out of a 7-day candle. It's a very weak response right now. The week before, actually, we should probably do the drop candle. We had 123 million, then the hold 64, another hold 77. Now this is supposed to be the push up candle. Only 26.993 million of positive volume here. If we're looking at it in that context, that's not going to get the job done, folks. That is not going to get the job done. And I've been keeping it as basic as possible. I don't have 1,000 indicators on here. I'm not going to confuse you. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. We don't need a bunch of indicators to tell us what we're doing, but what we need to do is have an accurate projection of what's going to happen. And the reason why I have the EMA lines is that's the simplest tool for a technical trader to use, and we need to know damn well where the technical traders are hiding out. And right now in the 2-hour time frame, this could become very bearish very quickly. And we can find ourselves at the 362 level, assuming the 371 doesn't hold. And that would be the retest of the broken, or the breakout on the bull, or the bear flag. We're trying to come back up to the broken bull flag. We just have no steam. And like I said many, many days ago, when this first dropped down here, I said, doesn't it look like it's starting to form a head and shoulders to reinvent this inverted head and shoulders that it had dropped into? Because it looked damn well like we're going to have an inverted head and shoulders, and it ended up being a fake out. And we said, looks like it's creating a head and shoulders here now. So until that invalidates itself, we've got some serious shit here, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I beg of you, pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it can't go up to 433, but what I am saying is you better hope, if you're looking for that play, that this holds this uptrend here, and you really want this to be above, and I mean really want it to be above here, at the 388 level. So right now we're below it, but you want it to pull back up above the 388 level and start working its way up gradually. If you see it lose the 371, and more importantly, the 362 level, we're back within the bear flag if you break the 362. So heed my warning. Once again, pay attention closely, turn off all the noise. And if we do manage to break back over 433, then we're within the bull flag. Then that's when interesting things can happen. But when we're in this level right here, we have to break above 388. If we're below 388, bad things can happen. Just remember that. This update was sponsored by, as always, the generous members of Tom's Army. There's 216 members and growing. For $9.99, these hardworking, very dedicated and loyal viewers of the audience spend their hard-earned money each and every month to show their support. I started a Telegram for each and every person in here who shows me the support in Tom's Army. The importance of the members of Tom's Army is you'll never see this fudded up with special interests. You'll never see me promote products. You'll never see me do advertising of any kind unless I'm talking about the exchanges that I trade on. But there's no special interest. There's no paid products or anything like that. So because of the generosity of each of the 216 members of Tom's Army, I don't have to do paid advertising. I don't have to do paid products. I don't tickle your balls, and I won't tell you how to keep them fresh either. But what I will do is try to give you the best FUD-free technical analysis that you can get. I'll be honest and truthful with you, and I'll try to keep you on the right track with not only XRP, with the ISO alike, the ISO tokens, but also your precious metals and commodities. Make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe and join the channel and find out why more than 15,100 have already hit that subscribe button. Join Tom's Army and see why over 216 people pay $9.99 to show the support. It allows me to keep this no bullshit, for the people, by the people, and I'll never do any product advertising ever. I never do anything like that. So I really appreciate the members of Tom's Army. And if for any other reason, consider joining Tom's Army so you never have to see any kind of paid advertisement or paid product placements in this channel. Stay blessed, everybody. Hashtag the FUD stops here.